background going on. Dennis was at his house. Now it's 65 degrees, freaking sunny out. It was 30 degrees last week at this time.
Right? I think of grass. I'm going to have to go up and mow my grass now. Wow. Just look at that. What a difference of
I'm not going to have to do
week.
that yet, but it is gorgeous. I mean, look at me. It's not a long sleeve shirt. I don't have a sweater on.
It's because it's a sauna. It's about 118 degrees. Humidity is a nice 83 in here. So yeah, he's got his working out all set.
My pants are off. So it's a good day. A good day. And remember, guys, hashtag boycott the Super Bowl. After what those refs did, hashtag, my daughter even said, I'm not watching the Super Bowl.
She saw me walking up the driveway and she ran through the house to run out to the back door to let me know she was boycotting it. And I'm like, oh, I am too. And my hashtag is hashtag Super Bowl sucks.
Yeah, well, there's that too. 3P. Like Bud Root, our good friend Bud Root. Hopefully we can knock some sense into him at the convention over the weekend. He wants the Chiefs to win in 3P. And I'm like, no way. Go Eagles, go. But I won't know until the game's over because I'm not watching it. Anyhow, we've got a great guest today. And this is the only intro he needs.
Got bigger, fat, pretty face, and a real nice figure. Shoot your shot, pull.
Do you see how big that black one was?
It was huge, Aaron. Huge.
It never gets old, does it, Aaron?
The opening you guys did with from Reservoir Dogs. Orange is my favorite color, and my face got put on the guy who became Mr. Orange. So
it worked out.
It worked out. It was pretty amazing.
So hashtag boycott the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Or hashtag Super Bowl sucks.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to watch it, because I honestly, I don't care. I was kind of hoping Buffalo would get in there, just a little change of pace. I kind of like Josh Allen. But, that was not a great call. It was close, but I thought it was pretty clear he made it. But I don't know that gets them the touchdown anyway.
But there were more than one call. Dude, there was more than one call.
They had one of the Pittsburgh Steeler fans standing in front of his big TV. And he went through all the bad calls. Like right in a row, he goes, I'm a Steelers fan. I don't even like either of these teams. But look at this. And he went through all the bad calls. And then he goes, look, overhead cam. They actually showed the offsides of Kansas City. He ran right into the guy. They didn't even call it. And the catch, there's so many of them that were done. And then I just heard through a birdie that one of the refs got suspended?
Yeah.
So there was a touchdown, right? There was a catch that was called. It wasn't a catch.
It wasn't a touchdown. It was
probably
like the
5-yard line.
5 yards out. And it was for Kansas. So the receiver goes up, but man, the Buffalo guy goes up, and they both came down almost equally holding it. And you saw that neither one had good control. And even on the not slow-mo, but the pick that they showed, the ball was touching the ground before either one of them had total control.
Yep. And the ball
should have been an incomplete pass.
Neither way it was out.
Yeah, it was not a catch.
Okay, so it should have been an incomplete pass is what you're saying. So yeah. I was actually doing my show through the first 3 quarters of that, or first
half of
that game. And then I came in about halfway through the third quarter and watched the end of it. But I don't know. I don't want to believe that there's a conspiracy to get Kansas City back in the Super Bowl, because you see stuff like that and it just ruins sports.
No, I know.
I'd like to think it's incompetent.
But there were so many games throughout the year as well that Kansas got calls going their way. I mean, the same shit.
It's so many games, and there were so many calls per game. It wasn't like a 1 and out or, we made a mistake or whatever. There were just so many of them. We call it the Taylor Swift effect. She's having that impact on the NFL. I'm just blaming her.
That's right.
You might be right, because if she brings in extra viewers because she's always up there in the box, then they want her around as much as possible. I get that. And I also know they want bigger markets in these Super Bowls so that the ratings are better. I mean, the same thing has been going on in the NBA forever, right? When they had Bird and Magic, it was Boston and LA. They had two huge markets. So as long as those guys were in there, it was fine. They never wanted Portland in there. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. It's I kind of like Kansas City because I like the I'm a uniform guy, and I like that red on their uniforms. So I support Kansas City because of the red.
Because it's like Nebraska red.
I was about to say because it's like
Nebraska
Nebraska
red.
I like no, but there's teams that don't have good colors, and I like USC. I went to USC, and I hate USC because I hate their unis. So it's terrible, but it's true. It's the artiste in me that I can't.
No, I get it. It's the Packers. I know. What should our logo be? Well, it's Green Bay. Let's just go with the G. Okay. Selfx5, $2. Hello to you, my friend. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, and Headless, sports ball is for nerds. Real men read comics.
You guys like an interesting stat? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dennis.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say an interesting stat, and this was a pre-COVID stat, but it's probably still valid. There is less than 20% of the people in the United States that are serious sports fans. Less than 20% of the population. Then there's some that are like, casual, whatever. They support their team, but people that are, serious sports fans, it's less than, or I should say, excuse me, it was less than 20% are fans at any level. And then like serious fans are like 10% or something like that. And so really being a sports fan is just as nerdy and ridiculous as being a comic book fan.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's
some
not
of us ingest comic books, other people ingest steroids. I mean, it's just the way it goes.
This is funny. Headless says, fortunately, Aaron's color rule did not apply to the Soviet Union.
Watching the Olympics when I was a kid, we used to hate the Soviet Union, right? Because they were like just the evil Soviet empire, right? And when they broke up the Soviet Union, it's like, I don't even watch the Olympics anymore because there's no country that it's like, who am I supposed to hate?
Right.
I was like, when Soviet Union, man, you hated them. They cheated. You hated them even more. And now it's like
Miracle on Ice, best day in Olympic history.
Yeah,
that's right.
That was incredible. But
Mary Lou Retton, that little gymnast Spitfire.
Yes. Back when
everybody,
to dig onto your point, if that was relatively recent, that means sports enthusiasm has dropped because it used to be much higher. I think it used to be like, because it was over a third were fans back in the day between MLB, NBA, NFL, and stuff like that, and maybe hockey. Don't know if that's really a sport, but
Well, but the thing is, I think all of our professions, comics included, obviously, suffer from there being too many entertainment options now.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's so much just, like streaming wise, it's taken a few years, but none of us in my house, I mean, it's only 3 of us, but still really watch any live TV.
Nope.
Right.
Yeah,
like I have DirecTV, but we only pay like $50-$60 a month for it because it's just like through the internet. So you need to have a smart TV to watch it.
Right.
But you can still record stuff because the main TV, they still give you the box DVR or whatever, but the other TVs, it's all streaming. And then, we've got Amazon Prime, we've got Paramount Plus, Hulu, Netflix. And every time I go to one of those to watch something from like the night before or whatever, because I don't watch anything live, there's always something that's recommended or check this out. And I'd say 2 out of 5 times, I'm like, oh, dude, that looks really cool.
Yeah.
And I just put it in my queue to watch, and hopefully I get around to it or I don't, just because there's just so much crap.
And there is. And between Andy, my friends, things like that, they're always like, you got to watch this. You got to watch this. You got to try this. And I'm like, I don't have enough hours in the day now.
Yeah.
Which is amazing because he doesn't have a full-time job. So what else does he do?
I thought Taco Bell had flexible hours. Dennis could come and go as he,
right?
Giving it to
He
you.
threw Taco Bell shade at me.
Man,
Did you see
hard,
that?
hardcore.
Now, to be honest with you, the only thing I watch anymore is I only watch my show in reruns.
Right.
So I watch it over and over again on YouTube. That's all I.
Yeah, but Shelly told me you do that while you're trying to fall asleep because you go right out within the first few minutes.
It's just to come.
She always has to move the iPad off your chest. He's like, there he goes. Out before Aaron's out before his intro's even done playing. He's got that fancy digital countdown.
Yeah.
And boom. Hey, who did you find that or did you make that?
No,
you found it?
Yeah.
I do like that.
I was going to say, you know whose show is very relaxing? Like if you seriously are having a hard time, you just want to relax. Dan Lawless, when he does his drawing and stuff like that, he is so Bob Ross in the way he talks.
Is.
I mean, he was just like, I'm like, oh, I love Dan's channel. So if I ever just need to relax, if I get into a fight or something, I could just sit down and listen to Dan Lawless and I'll just calm right
Okay,
down.
so I'll give you another one. Dan is totally like that. I agree. I watch Dan when he's doing his videos. I'm like, man, he has that voice that is so relaxing.
Very calm. And
another friend of ours that does too. And I'll watch his videos sometimes twice. Once because I do want to take in the video, but then sometimes at night I'll watch it a second time because it is very relaxing. Is
Rob Hunter?
No, our buddy Drew Geraci.
Oh,
really?
Drew. Yeah, Drew's is actually pretty good too.
He has. So Drew's great. He's got. He originally started a channel that's just, it's him. It's Drew Geraci's channel, and he talks about comics, storylines, whatever. And he was trying to build it, and this goes back over a year. And he started another channel titled Random Comics from My Spin Rack, where he grabs 5 books, from his spin rack, and he just goes through them. It takes about a half hour. And, he's trying to build that channel. And my whole thought was, I wish he would have asked me, because I would have been like, dude, make a separate playlist on your existing channel, because now you're trying to get 2 channels over 1,000 with watch hours and blah, 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 instead of just having a separate playlist on your one channel.
Yeah,
right, well, that never makes sense to me. It's like, because you've already got an audience, whatever that audience is for your channel. And if you go and do something else, it's like, why? I mean, why even separate them? Just
there's reasons for it. And that would be like, if I'm doing a show on apples and I decide I need to do a show on grade USDA meat, 2 separate audiences, you make 2 separate channels.
Sure.
But in terms of comics, you're just doing something different with comics. Comics, it's the same basic audience. You're better off just to do a single channel.
Yeah,
that makes sense, Dennis. You should be promoted to manager at Taco Bell. With
no. Chad's got it right here. Watch. Dennis would work at Culver's for cheese curds alone. That's right. I will run Culver's if you pay me in cheese curds. That is correct.
Anyhow, let's get on with the show. One thing I picked up today that I want to show. I know you're not a DC guy, but this is really cool.
I only worked for them for like,
I know, but years, collecting.
Yeah.
They put out another facsimile edition today. I thought it was going to be regular comic book size. I was pleasantly surprised. Untold Legend of Batman.
That's Byrne.
Treasury size. John Byrne and Jim Aparo on the first issue. Then Byrne went back to Marvel, and Jim Aparo did issues 2 and 3.
So they did a treasury size of that. And that just came out
today.
This is the facsimile edition they did.
Yep, today. I actually got the foil edition. It's in my car right now.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
That's a 13. Is that $12.99? Is that what I saw in there?
Yeah, $12.99.
Yep, the foil edition's $19.99. In case you're listening,
nobody cares about foil.
Shut up.
I want to do a treasury edition. Wouldn't that be great to crowdfund a treasury edition?
Oh god, it would be so cool. So that came out, and then before we get on to the topic at hand,
why don't you guys do a Bros Treasury edition? That is what I think you guys should do.
We should.
Dennis, it's so easy to say that, and then it's so hard to get everybody to do it.
I understand that. I am merely the idea man that gets paid in cheese curds. So
You don't understand, Dennis. Every time I thought an idea to the bros of something all 6 of us could do together, the biggest selling point that I try is, and none of us would run the campaign, Dennis would.
Dude, you brought up the calendar thing, and I was like on board with that. And what happened to that?
Dude, we still have time. We just have to nail it down.
Okay.
And then this bad boy, this came out in December. This is the calendar book. Now, it's not the 1975 calendar they reprinted for 2025, which I do have hanging up. This book.
You mean this or the actual 1975 calendar, which I have right here when I got one.
I see that.
Wow.
Well, I've got the facsimile edition. But this book, it's huge. I had no idea this book was going to be 14 by 14 or maybe bigger. And
here, do you have this though?
I do.
I don't have that.
You know what's funny? I'm sorry, I don't mean to steal your thunder here, Andy, but I bought this at an antique store, and the record doesn't match the comic. So
no,
who would do that? But anyway.
So, Aaron, I do the book and record. So I collect all the LPs, the smaller 45s, and I actually do flips. So I actually play on my record player the thing, and then I bring the camera down, and then I flip through each page, just like you're reading at home. And I can't believe how many people actually like those out there. But yeah, I collect them. So I do have the Spider-Man. I've got the $6 Million Man ones that are the big LP ones, a number of Star Trek ones.
With the John Buscema cover?
Yes.
So this book is 270 pages. It goes through all the calendars they did from 75 to 81. So the one I own, I didn't know the year, but I know the art. It's the one with the Hulk from 1979. I have that one.
Now,
but it's filled with sketches. It's filled with commentary.
How much is that book?
Huh?
How much was that book? What's the retail on that?
Well, retail's 50, but I got it on Amazon for 37.
I'm going to have to order that. So here's the interesting thing. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, since you have the book in front of you, but it seems to me that the 1975 calendar, no, that's an original piece, isn't it?
Yeah.
The 1975 calendar had a bunch of pieces done specifically for the calendar. Not every one of them, but most of them were. And I thought as the calendars went on later, they were reproducing stuff they took from the comics or whatever.
Well, I mean, I've only actually seen the 1975 because I just got it, that they reproduced for this year, and the 1979. I've seen the covers to the other years. And I mean, sometime in the past, I might have flipped through them, but I don't recall them that well at all. So I will let you know, because this will obviously tell you what was reprinted and all the behind.
Get that book, man. That's cool.
But somebody.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, wait. I was just going to say.
Joe's asking you, Aaron, do you have the Marvel World set?
I don't know what that means. So, no, I don't.
I don't either.
Okay.
But, I mean, Mr. Chemo, a bros calendar would be awesome. And it is something that we talked about. We just have to get on it. And, I mean, honestly, something we can talk about next Tuesday behind the scenes. We still have time, because it would be for 2026. We got
to drop deadlines. And then once deadlines are put and said, okay, we want them by this, and everybody says, okay, we'll do it. Then you've got something to say, okay.
Right. And the thing is, there's 6 of us, so it's 2 pieces each.
Right.
And it's not like you don't want to give away everything on the campaign. So it basically be showing one piece from each of us. And then the next would be a surprise. So anyhow.
There you go. I like
the other book we're here to talk about, because obviously we're not going to, you got your thing at 5, and it's not like you can jump off here and just boom right over. A book that I gave Dennis for Christmas.
He did. This was my Christmas present.
That's right. And so you can see it better, and we will flip through it. Right there, baby. How many pages is it?
This one, just so you know, is a whopping, I know it'll have page numbers somewhere or not.
Wait.
Nope.
Oh,
those are not page. Nope. No page numbers.
Oh my God. Are you effing kidding me?
if
No,
No
no
table of
page
contents?
numbers, no
No
table of contents. Nope. It is a big book, though. Big, thick, hardcover book talking about the Marvel value stamps,
Well,
the
here,
visual
let's see.
history. Roy Thomas wrote it, going through it. I have not read it cover to cover, but I have read it.
It's at least 300 pages because it's thicker than a 270-page calendar book.
Oh my gosh. Look at this. You know, if only the kids in the 70s knew that eventually this book would come out, they wouldn't have clipped them and collected them. They would
Dude,
have
as soon as I
waited for
saw this
book.
book, so, Courtney and I went Christmas shopping, in December, and I actually bought this at Books A Million because I was like, well, I don't think he has it, because this book just came out in November or something last year. I was like, I don't think he has it, but I'd rather just get it here at Books A Million, pay full price and whatever, and give him a receipt and make it easier on him.
Mhm.
And I was flipping through it, and all I could think of was you. Because I'm like, I'm sure Aaron wasn't the type to ruin a comic by cutting it out anyhow, but now he can get this book and relive everything.
The saddest thing is, you heard it, everybody. He was buying my Christmas present, but thinking of Aaron.
True. Hold on, let me see here. What are you showing? Oh yeah, your value stamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ripped off Marvel too.
I know.
Look at that.
You got a letters? Is that a letters page or a commentary page? I can't remember.
Commentary page, like Stan's soapbox. I got Aaron's
Yeah.
articulations.
Aaron, you've got plenty of time. You should put a request out for letters, email form, and get a letters page going in the next Wraith of God.
I did that in Blood Hunters. I had letters in there.
Oh, okay.
So I did have but I couldn't think of anything clever. So I just called it Letters to the Wraith, or I don't know, something dumb like that. But yeah, I did that last time.
Writing the Wraith.
I'm all over.
Writing the Wraith.
Writing to the Wraith.
That's good. I like
Yeah.
that.
You can use it too. I won't charge you.
Yeah, TM.
Royalty
Right?
free.
All right, so this video, this is one that Dennis put on his channel where he narrates. I turned that off.
Yeah, you
So we
guys
can just
can go
look
on
through
and
it.
watch it later, but you can still see because we can kind of talk about some of the stuff. But I do flip through and talk about it, and it's 11 minutes long. But at least it'll give you an idea of how cool this was when we grew up.
Yeah.
Before you start, did you guys either of you guys score those re-release blacklight Marvel posters from the
No,
60s?
we didn't.
I don't have the room and I don't care enough, honestly, but they put out a blacklight calendar featuring those.
Did they?
Yep.
Yeah, but dude, look at I did an opening video on this, but look at that Gene.
Oh, I know, dude. They're huge. Hold on.
Is that the one with Iron Man and the big
Yeah.
Iron Man? Yeah.
Well, there's two sets, I thought.
There is.
Yeah,
There's
there is.
two different
The
sets.
first set, this is the second set. The first set's not as good. I just got this for the box. The posters are still in here, but I have this leaning up my studio on display because it's such a cool image of that Gene Cole and Iron Man.
Yeah, that is awesome.
It has
We
on the
saw
back,
him,
it has all the ones that are in there.
Yeah.
So,
No, that's
that Iron Man is one of my favorite of the black light ones. The Doctor Strange is really cool.
yeah, there's some good ones, man. I'm gonna have. I keep telling everybody, my kids are gonna have one heck of an estate sale when I die.
dude. That's why I tell people too. I'm like, I tell Helen, if something happens to me when it comes to the comics and books, call this guy. When it comes to original artwork, I'll have to think of somebody for her to call. Call Heritage. They'll just come by and be like, "Oh, we can use this to line the bird cages here." But thanks.
I know. Oh, I feel the same way. I'm like, I got all this saved artwork, but is anybody going to want it?
Yeah, but you don't have you sell your stuff. I've said before, I can go stand next to the bins that my artwork's in, and it's taller than me.
It is. It is tall.
It's taller than him.
Yeah, that's
It's like you're like Simonson. Simonson has these like 6-foot stacks of pages in his studio, or did in his studio.
See, look at that. They even have examples of the stamp book because. So one of the things that this book goes through, it goes through the history, and Roy Thomas, because he was there for all of it.
Ads.
Hey, now what's going on here?
What
now?
are you trying to say about Aaron? Jesus.
Oh my God.
I don't know. He told me I'm working at Taco Bell when obviously it's Culver's.
True.
But No. So the cool thing is about the value stamps, we always think of the American stuff. Did you know it was not started in America?
Really?
Oh, right there. Look at the screen. The UK, those were the first original 10 that they did in Britain, and they were trying to bring in the UK audience. So they came up with this idea of, look, if you collect these stamps, we're going to give you can get it for free t-shirts, and you can get way more cool stuff than what they had here in the US, because they worked really hard to do it. But there were only 10 stamps. And those were the original 10, and it will show you the comics that they're from.
Who's the
It's
guy?
really cool.
Who's the guy? Who's number 8? Who is that?
Is that the Thing reading? You got the book right there. What are you doing? Look in the book.
Well, I was just trying to look
No,
at
the guy with the
they
dark
don't actually.
hair.
Oh, so it's Hulk, Spider-Man, Human Torch, Miss Fantastic, Sue, Thing, Peter Parker. Who is number 8? It's not. Oh, is that Bruce Banner?
Maybe.
Lame.
Yeah.
Because he gets 2. He gets the Hulk. They couldn't figure. I don't know what year this was that these came out, but there were more male characters they probably could have chose from instead of going, oh, we need somebody. Get the skinny dude that turns into the Hulk.
Well,
Everybody will know.
Daredevil, right? Maybe Daredevil or 4.
Yeah, the Avengers was out at this time. I'm sure.
Yeah, but no. But see, the UK comics, which are they're going to get to it.
Oh, what's it?
It's called the Mighty World of Marvel.
Oh, that's right. I
And
got a few
so
of
those reprinted the Hulk, the Fantastic Four, and Spider-Man. That's all they had over in the UK.
Okay, so they had to draw from that stuff.
Makes
How
sense.
come they didn't put their names on the stamps, though? That doesn't make any sense to me either.
Well, see, this is their first crack at it. They got much better when they went to the US, and they went much larger with it. Obviously, because we all remember who the 100th, the final value stamp was.
Do we?
Yeah, Galactus.
Was it?
Way to ruin it for people.
Yeah. What year was that, Dennis? When was the last value stamp?
Oh, when was that last value stamp?
It probably was before 1980, wasn't it? Probably.
Hang on.
He's going through the book. I bet we'll find out.
Well, I'm on the edge of my seat. I can't wait.
Galactus.
And you never cut any of these out,
Stamp
even back then?
In Submariner number 72. Never. 1974, 1975 was the last stamp.
Really? I wonder if I'd have to go through all my 70s books and see if I've got that one.
So the cool
I know I
thing
would never cut anything.
That was the coupon you cut out and you actually sent in. It was 50 cents. And if you put in your 50 cents, you mailed them, put in all your info for shipping and handling. They sent you the stamp books in order to collect them. And then in the US, when you collected, if you got 8 of them, you could take them in like San Diego Comic-Con, New York had just started, and they would give you discounts for getting into the convention. They would offer merch discounts and some cool little stuff that they would do. You got a poster with it.
They brought him back too within the past decade because you got the Century in there.
Wait a second. Well, Forbish Man is number 101. I thought you said it stopped at 100. What are we looking at?
That's the second. That's the newer batch.
When did that start?
Yeah, because this Forbush Man isn't when this came out below, is it?
It's got Century.
Yeah, I know, but that Forbush Man design is totally different, as in the 101 and all that stuff.
Yeah, and the 102
down below.
Little Willie, or whatever, the mailman.
Did they go retro at first? Is what I think he's asking. Like,
you know what?
Page
for all of those, this is why you go out and buy the book.
Well, I might. It depends on how well you do selling me. No, I already know I want to buy
the read it already. Space. So yeah, it even they even have the sample of, and I know we'll get to it in there, but they actually have the samples of what the stamp books collect like, and it even says here, Marvel Value Stamp Discount A B C D E F. And then you could get the ones at top: New York Comic-Con Art Convention, San Diego Comic Book Convention, and other convention. So they did a whole bunch of stuff. And in the back, they actually have all the different, there's the Conan stamp page and the Dracula, the
We'll
Captain
get there.
America.
We'll get there.
I don't know if we will.
These are the magazines that came out in the UK.
Yeah, those are the UK ones that you could get the original stamps from. Those 10.
Wow.
You've
I
had
had
to
no
have seen these
idea.
magazines before.
I mean, I knew about Captain Britain in the 80s.
Oh my God, what is this?
What the heck?
Is this for your freaking erection pill, Dennis? Come on.
I don't know. It said pie. I don't know what that is.
I was an agent.
It's YouTube.
Oh,
This is why we can't have anything nice.
Let me slow
Andy.
this
yeah, I
down.
know. The world's greatest free gift offer.
Yeah, so that was the thing. They did the UK rollout was better, and you can see the ads. So what they would do inside those Marvel World books is these were the 2-page ads. They literally put 2-page ads for the value stamps and talking about all the stuff that they would push in there because they wanted you to get free stuff. They wanted you to get involved with it. So they gave away a lot more cool stuff. And then the giant size posters.
Yeah.
And then there was the one you had to come up and figure out what, it was 6 superheroes, but you had to scramble it. And then
There he is.
next month they gave you the answer.
There's the dude with the glasses.
Yeah. So, I mean, I never cut any out. Did you cut any out?
No, I never cut it. And if you collected them all and sent it, that was what the poster you got.
God. A poster of a dude in a costume.
It was cool because it was a live action Spider-Man over a cityscape.
Oh my God. It's funny. You remember the Spider-Woman cover that was a photograph? From back in the day? Obviously, it was in the 80s. I think it was issue 50.
Trying to remember.
Well, anyhow,
really
some of the
know.
people, I think the woman that was in a Spider-Man costume was an actress or model because she had to have a nice figure, of course. And then some of the background heroes behind her, I think, were some Marvel people. But the point is, she looked like she was on the wall. And of course, they did it where they had the brick thing laying down and she was just laying on it, or it's either that or she was just like leaning against the wall or something. Yeah, Spider-Woman 50. Rich Stonky's in the house. What's up, Rich? Did you find it?
Yeah, I did find it.
Oh, you did. Oh, he was looking too. Look at that. Oh, you did. Yeah, I think she was laying down because of the way her hair is. Share it if you want.
I'm trying to bring it up here. Oh, that's so small. That doesn't even look like a photo. Oh, I guess it does.
Wait, are you looking at all right, we got it. It's right there.
It's okay, Aaron.
Oh, yeah, that's the one I'm looking at, but I didn't.
Yeah. So the people in the
remember.
background are, I believe it said Marvel people. And then, yeah, she's obviously just laying down on a brick type thing.
I don't remember this at all. I don't remember ever seeing this.
Really? I think I had this issue because of that.
This was like the 80s?
It's the small cord.
Spider-Woman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. I loved all these. The Peter Parker one they did.
I
With,
think
I
I
remember
got
that
the
one. I remember I had that one. I collected Spider-Man, of course, but I didn't know they did it with any other ones.
well, you know about the Marvel team up with Spider-Man and Captain America, right?
No.
Are you kidding? Captain America's Joe Jusko.
What?
Oh
Somebody
my
bring it
God.
up.
Google. Okay, let's see who finds it first. It's Marvel Team Up photo cover, whichever. Somebody, Rich will probably tell us in the chat. Marcus is slipping. It's a competition between Rich and
I know.
Marcus.
It's like Marcus is working or something. He doesn't have time for real stuff anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Did you find it? Wow, he's faster than you at this.
Yeah.
That's because it didn't come up.
All right, here we go. I'll share it here.
You don't use the proper
Marvel
search
Team Up
terms.
photo cover? Yeah, you can't get much more specific
Click
than that.
images.
There you go. There it
Just
is.
pop
Share
up
it.
the images.
Just click images.
He's already got it. Just pull
It's
it
share
out.
it. Share it. I've got
I
it.
am.
Okay, there's all the images.
Yeah, that's Jusko.
Oh my gosh, I gotta ask him about that.
I'm almost 100% positive he said that online too. And because now I always like to cover my base just in case you do. And he's like, that's not me, but I'm pretty sure. I'm willing to bet Dennis's money on it.
No, the Spider-Man looks drawn though.
No, it's not. It's a photo. I just don't know who played Spider-Man. Joe might though. Oh, Marcus is driving. Wah wah.
Wow. Priorities, Marcus.
Nobody
priorities.
Yeah, so they went up on top of the roof. But the background, does that background look like it matches though?
No. They're not even to scale. They look like two kaijus walking around the city.
What are you talking about? They're on a rooftop.
No, that's not what it looks like. You're saying that, but that's not what it looks like from here.
Yeah, but I'm saying that roof doesn't even look like it's part of the background that they're supposed to be standing.
Well, okay, obviously I didn't spend a ton of money.
Oh no,
doing these.
Well, this is back before Photoshop.
God, I'm trying to remember who the person was that was. I want to say the Spider-Man one, the Peter Parker Spider-Man one, was an actor they hired, and then was it? Oh, who did the technical illustrations in the Handbook of the Marvel Universe? Elliot Brown, right? Was that his name? Elliot R. Brown, something like that.
That sounds.
I think he's the guy taking the photo that, I mean, he's basically in silhouette of Spider-Man on that cover.
So are you ready? I have information, unlike you.
Oh,
all right.
So the models were John Squid Morelli as Spider-Man and Jumbo Joe Jusko as Captain America.
there you go.
What year was these? 60 centers? That was like
That's
early
early 80s.
80s? Early 80s?
Yeah. The first comic I bought was 60 cents, early 80s.
You know why I'm not aware of this stuff is because when I went to college, I quit reading comics from like 1981 to 1985. And then when I went to film school, I started going to Golden Apple on Melrose, and I got back into it maybe around
1983, by the way.
Yep, 83.
Yeah, so it would have been a time when I wasn't even looking at comics. And the only reason I knew about the Spider-Man photo covers because I collected Spider-Man and I was a completist, so I went back and got it. But I don't remember when it came out.
The Peter Parker one or Spider-Man one because
Spider-Man
Leg Kick says it was Mark Grunwald taking the photo. I assume that's what he means.
For which issue?
And Marcus says Elliot Brown. It's just a Spider-Man photo cover from the 80s as well, with
look at that
Peter Parker in the foreground taking his shirt off. You see the Spider-Man costume underneath.
Yeah, look at that Plug King Cole stamp number 21 there in the book, right next to.
Oh yeah, well that's from issue 11.
This one.
Yeah, oh my gosh, the cover is great and that splash page is fantastic. And then issue.
I went out and bought that book after our Bros episode because you showed it, and I was like, "That's badass."
I know, it's so nice.
And I think did he ink it as well?
Yes, it was all Plug all the time.
Yeah, that's why I bought it. I like the Captain Marvel, but of course I'm a Captain Marvel guy. That face is too small, though. I can't tell if that's the John Romita redraw face or if it's original Jim Starlin.
I bet it's the redraw because I don't even ever seen the Starlin.
Oh, yeah, you can find it. Just Google it. There you go.
That was actually, I thought was pretty good. I liked that cover. I thought that was good.
So that's either I guess Grunwald or Elliot Brown, but I think it's Elliot Brown taking the photo.
Were they up like in the Marvel offices doing this stuff?
Yeah, I think Bob Layton was saying that was just like a storage room they were in. I mean, it's got to be tight in there.
The guy looks like Peter Parker. You know, that's it. I think that's a good one.
Yeah, that is. Wait, Art of Voice says they did a Punisher photo cover. But wait, was that after the movies came out? Because this is all before any of that stuff where they were just trying to be kitschy and cool.
Whoever said Elliot R. Brown was correct.
Oh, yeah, I did. Out of the gate.
Oh.
And then they confirmed.
Yeah, but somebody had a different one. What did Marcus say?
Oh, Mark Grunwald. No, Leg Kick said Mark Grunwald.
Okay.
Don't listen to Leg Kick. Don't ever listen to Leg Kick.
Look at some of these. These are great. Craven the Hunter.
You gotta
really? I had no idea they did a bunch of these like that. I had no clue.
I gotta admit, I kind of am glad I didn't see. I guess the stamps I saw as a kid must not have been any that I was like, oh, I got to cut that out. I love it so much. Because because right now I'm seeing some of these for the first time and I'm like, oh, I might have actually cut that out.
Well, you know, it's kind of cool. You go through the stamp book and you look at him and guess who drew it, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, I never cut out mine. No, I would roll the comics up and put them in my back pocket, hop on the bike and squish them. But I never cut anything out.
I'm never coming on.
Well, I can't say never. I did send away for some of the stuff in the back, you know, the toy soldiers and, you know, the X-ray glasses, things like that. I did send away for, but they were never out of my Marvel comics.
That's right.
Look at that, man. So that Hammerhead is probably that's Starlin Ink by Romita, I think, and then that Hercules has got to be Buscema, or is that?
That's Buscema out of Avengers.
Yeah,
Silver Surfers, Buscema from the end of the Silver Surfer run when I thought he was phoning it in.
Yeah, there's a Kirby Mole Man, a Ditko Electro, and Doc Ock. Who's that? Is that Maurice Severin, that Atuma there? I think it is. It's off the Submariner cover.
Yeah, no, I see it. Yeah, it's definitely it's not Gene Colan.
So no, I think it's Marie. And then that Hela is Buscema, isn't it?
It's hard to tell for me from here, but I'm going to go with it because she has more of a flow through the figure than Kirby did.
Yeah, it's got to be Buscema because it's not Kirby.
Oh, wait. You don't think that Hercules is Don Heck, do you? I think that's Buscema when he first started.
I said it might be Don Heck, but it also could be Buscema. It was right around that period. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell.
Ditko Sandman. I don't know who did that Black Knight. Probably Buscema, that dynamic of a pose, but maybe not.
Yeah.
And then that Puppet Master's Kirby.
Yeah, and the Sandman's Ditko.
Yep. And that blank stamp, I don't know who did that.
Yeah, no, that's Invisible Woman.
Yeah, Saul Brodsky maybe did that.
That's right.
Chris Thacker says, pretty sure it's Don Heck. I think he's right.
Okay.
He's right. I think that is Heck.
It's definitely from the early Avengers stuff. That's why I was thinking Buscema, but you could be right. You may be wrong, but you may be right. See, that's where you pasted them down.
That's right.
So you had to like glue them. There was like no sticky on the back of them, so you had to cut them out.
No, you taped them or you glued them, and they didn't have glue sticks back then.
Oh, Marcus Kellegrew. Sorry, I got to go with Marcus. He says early Buscema. I got to go with that because I was just looking at my Avengers Essential Volume 2 where Don Heck leaves the book and John takes over, and it looked like that Hercules from one of those.
Okay, there you go.
So now this is where it goes through and it shows you the value stamp and it shows you the book it came from and what book it's in.
Awesome. I love that.
However, like that Spider-Man one there.
Yeah.
So it says opposite Spider-Man #1, and then it says stamp also appeared in Power Man #20 in August of '94 and Captain Marvel #35 in November of '74.
Wait,
so August of '74 and November of '74.
And it's not even the same drawing.
Right there, man. I love that Hulk cover.
Yeah, that's Trimpy for sure, right?
And you know what? I don't know how you were. I was never a fan of what John Severin did over Herb until like just a few years ago.
No, I'll tell you. No, because I was a huge Severin fan when I was a kid because he did King Cole, which was my favorite book. Yeah. And so when he was inking over Trimpy, I liked it because it looked more Severin-y. I never liked Trimpy. I know that's blasphemy to a lot of people, but I liked Severin over Trimpy because he made him more palatable to me. I just never liked Trimpy's work.
Oh, look at Leg Kick. $2, thank you. Don't listen to me. By Wraith of God, Fear Hollow. Leg Kick.
Except I'm not going
to dog you, Leg Kick, because you just gave us $2. But you know, for $2, it would have been nice to say buy Kor-Drath because that book is ending in a couple weeks.
Well, he's taking a shot at me, though, Andy. You see, he's taking a shot at me because
Art to Bear's in the house. Hello, Art.
Hey, Art. Wraith, it's in demand, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
great Conan. This is from one of John's first Conan books.
Who inked that though? That's the question.
Ernie. That's Ernie.
Is that Ernie Chan?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I could tell by the face, but I can't really see the face.
You know, I just picked up an issue of Conan for $1, and it's once again, it's like 130 something. Never saw it before. Gil Kane layouts. They attributed the whole book finishes to Ernie, but it's actually about a third, and then the rest of it is Danny Bulinati. But the Ernie stuff, if I didn't tell you it was Gil Kane, you'd be hard pressed to tell it was Gil Kane.
Yeah, I was never a huge Ernie Chan fan as an inker. He's very heavy-handed.
Neither was I, and partly it's because he took one of my covers. He inked the one cover he inked over me, and then wanted to charge me to do a recreation of it.
Oh,
And then he died. Oh, there goes that beautiful Captain Marvel face.
And then he died.
I had no ill will towards him until I said, Ernie, through email, they accidentally sent you the cover back. It's supposed to be mine. Can you send it to me? And he wrote me back and he goes, I'm sorry, but I already sold it, but I can do you a recreation for $500. And I wrote him back and said, I'm not paying you to do a recreation of artwork that was supposed to be mine in the first place. And they made a mistake. And then he wrote back, and instead of doing the smart thing, which would have been, you're right, I'll just do a recreation and send it to you. He goes, how about if I give you half of what I sold it for? And I was like, all right.
and did you get it?
Yeah, I got the half, but I immediately thought of do a recreation for free, but I was so pissed off. I was like, forget it. Send me a check.
Yeah.
So, and I've never seen that. It's one of those things. It's not on Comic Art Fans. No idea where it is. Love that cover.
Yeah.
Love that cover.
That's a great cover right there. Yeah.
Love that cover.
And most
I
of
love
those
that Iron
diary
Man.
stamps, you didn't have to get that book. Like I said, they were in like 3 other books.
Oh yeah.
But it was still cool.
But I think what they're doing is they're marrying up the character with his book. Yeah.
My question is, because it's what they pulled it from. My question is, anybody out there, and a lot of you are kind of our age, did you ever cut these off, cut out the stamps, and then save them and put them in a stamp book? With all the different shows and stuff that I do, I have never, ever seen anybody with a completed set of the stamps and stuff like that.
Oh, you know,
I would love to see that.
Have you ever done an eBay search?
I have not, because it's not the
interesting.
same as being in person. With
No.
all the shows we do, but never have seen
But
them,
no,
so
you're
I'm
right.
curious.
I've never met anybody that has them all. So, oh damn! End of Paint says I'm 41, Dennis, not your age. Oh shit!
So yes, we do have some younger, but I know quite a few of you that are in here. So that's why I asked that question.
He's not only is he not your age, he's 41. He is technically old enough to be Aaron's kid if Aaron was hitting it that hard at 20.
Wow. Why are we doing what ifs on Aaron's life story right now?
Oh my God.
Fun.
You know
Oh,
what?
look at that one, baby. Sheena.
You know what I wanted to say back on the Conan thing was there's a few issues in the Conan run, I think 45 and 46, and there's a couple others that are Buscema inked by Krusty Bunkers or Neil Adams' crew. Oh,
Yeah,
my
it's
gosh.
crusty on those two.
Those are so nice.
No, it's crusty on those two. There's one issue. It's like there's 116 is inked by Neil. Almost the whole thing. Like the first 3 pages are inked by John, and then the rest of the book is Neil. Those two you're talking about are Krusty Bunkers, because I have those next to my desk with the Neil one. And then Dick Giordano inked 3 or 4 issues right around those 40s as well. It's nice. And this is Ross Andrew. Isn't this Ross Andrew on pencils for the Sheena?
I believe it is, yeah.
And I think it's Vinny on inks. I think.
Did you? There's a couple covers, at least one, that has Conan with some wolves and then some chick up on a rock that's kind of got a wolf outfit on, that is Gil inked by Neil Adams. That's killer.
Oh yeah,
those are nice.
Those are real nice. Well, there's the one. Isn't there a? what I believe there's a Conan. It was one of the magazines though, and the black and white magazines that was inked by Krusty Bunkers because you see so much Neil in it.
Yeah. That was
Overkill.
Savage Sword, I think. I've got one of those issues. It might be.
Yeah,
right
those
here.
are freaking awesome.
Amish Ninja says, I never cut anything out of the comics I collected. Oh, I know. And chances are all of your comics are still in the original plastic bags that you bought from the comic shop in a box. I bet that's exactly how they still are.
What?
How about Russ Heath inked by Krusty Bunkers? I got that.
Oh, what's that in? I don't think I've seen that. Full screen. Let's see it.
Savage Tales number 10. So you've got.
Is that the main story? Who else is in it?
Yeah, it's the main story.
Damn, I don't think I've seen that. That's got to look cool. Oh, yeah. Oh, something to look for this weekend.
Oh, boy. Oh, new shopping list.
New shopping list. Savage Tales number 10.
And Andy, I'm just going to say, if you get it, it better be at least a 9.4.
Nah,
no. These are readers, man. I got a reader. This came out of the rack. This is beat up, man. Look at that.
Oh, you need to buy a good one and send me that one.
Yeah. Some of these I like. Look. Oh, wait a minute. Here's a picture of Andy's first wife was right there. I don't know how they got her in there.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, she's the one that tried to get the lift the other day. The rapper from Michigan.
Yeah. What comment? Oh, Dazzler 21's a photo cover. Look that one up, would you? I do recall.
Yeah, it is.
I think I have.
I have that one too.
Dude, check it out. You're right. Look at Sheena, Ross Andrew, inked by Coletta. Right there is a story in here.
Wow. I seriously, I gotta look for that issue now. Savage Tales number 10. Chris Thacker says, why isn't that slabbed? Because it's only like a 6.0. It doesn't meet slab quality.
No, sometimes I actually buy books that I want just to read, and so I get crappy conditions, so I don't have to pay very much for them. And I'll even do this. Woo!
I can't say it's my dream, but I want all the professionals to get together at Graham Nolan's house and then watch Aaron and Graham look through Graham's comics.
I'd put on gloves and
you put on gloves for Hulk number 2 that the cover's falling off and stuff.
Look what I just got.
Oh boy, hold on. Oh, I knew it had to be Neil.
9.4.
Oh. Yeah, 9.
I knew it had to be Neil. That's not a key issue though, is it?
No, it's just part of the run. Yeah. But I have all the Dead Men, and they're all just beat to crap. So I've been looking for higher grade ones, and when I find a deal on them, I'll grab them. So
nice.
Yeah, little 9.4 there.
So in the run, what is that, like 2 or 3?
It started at 205.
You couldn't get the whole cover on there?
There's not a picture of the entire cover anywhere.
God, if I search for it and find it, I'm going to be so disappointed.
I can only do what I could do.
You should go to Marvel fandom website. They'd have a whole cover.
So are you guys? Well, wait a minute. That's a $1 issue. That's not a 60-center. I was going to say, when they did all those photo covers, they do them all at the same time.
This is also a double size issue, though.
Oh, now did they do them? Every comic that month was a photo cover?
No.
Oh, okay.
At that time, they were putting out so much stuff. Captain America didn't have one. Thor didn't have one. FF, no. All right, we got a couple minutes left on this video.
It was 1982.
There. Oh, look, there's the full cover.
Yeah, but it's not an image. So you yelled at me last time to go only to the images, and then I go to the images and they're not there. All I can say is you can't make up your mind. You are a woman.
Stop crying like a homo.
Woman.
Stop crying stop crying like a homo.
Go sit in the corner and suck your thumb.
Right click it, and it'll say open image in new tab, and it'll be the image all by itself. Right click. Now go to that tab. Oh, look at that.
I thought I was bad. Wow, Dennis.
Oh, Brohawk in the house. What's up, Brohawk? Hope you're hanging in there, brother. I'm very curious of who the person was that played her on that cover, though.
Well, that was kind of a cool, dramatic photo. You know, it was one of the better photos I've seen.
You know, since we're judging chicks now, that does bring. Yeah, I mean that's not bad. You know, somebody I have never seen a photo of from the 80s until probably within the past month or two. Like I couldn't even point her out in a crowd. Was Ann Nesenti, the writer.
You've never seen her before.
Never seen a photo of her from any period of time.
Really?
Until I saw a recent photo sometime in the past 3 or 4 months. Because I had no idea. And I was like, oh. And I was like, wait a second, how old is she? And then I went and Googled, and you know, you find photos from, what's that say? In the letters page, the model on the cover is June McDonald.
The photo was Elliot Brown with touch up by Bob Larkin. Thank you, Mr. Punch. Look at that. You must be at home.
Touch-ups means they brought in the waist. Anyhow. No, then I saw a photo of Ann Nesenti sitting next to JR from the 80s when they were working on Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
And she's cute.
Yeah.
I never knew.
Yeah, there was only like 3 or 4 women, right? There was Wheezy, there was Ann Nesenti, there was Joe Duffy, and
Joe Duffy's another one I couldn't pick out of a crowd. I have no idea what she looks like.
Oh man, I
there was that right there. Those were all the different stamp ones that you'd get, so you could collect the Mighty Thor, Captain America, Doctor Strange. You could put them all together. It was another thing that they had done. So, guys, this is a really cool book. It is actually put out by Abrams Comic Art. Roy Thomas did it. I should probably get royalties for pimping this, but this really is a cool book. If you are a fan of this Marvel stamp stuff, this literally has all the information you would ever want to know in it.
Rich says they made the boobs bigger on the Dazzler cover.
Of course. Thinner waist.
Lake says, I didn't know about this. Did you, Dennis? There's a documentary on Chris Claremont on Amazon. Did you know that?
I did not.
I know what I got to watch. And Ann and Wheezy are in it because I assume it has photos from back in the day.
That is cool. I know a lot of you guys were telling me to watch Secret Level on Prime, and I finally did. So those of you that were pestering me.
Wait, what is that?
It's a whole bunch of different animated.
Oh, I'm out. You can just stop.
And, one of them Dungeons and Dragons, Pac-Man. It's all cool stuff, but I watched them all.
Pac-Man?
Yeah, but it's not the Pac-Man that you think of from the video game going. It's something completely different, but it is the story of Pac-Man.
There's a photo of Wendy Pini dressed as Red Son. Oh, everybody's seen that. I think, didn't Frank Thorne use her as a model?
Yeah, she used to hang around with Thorne at conventions and stuff.
That's old news. Well, there's the video of the Value Stamps book. Now Aaron knows something else. Aaron now has the Sophie's Choice of the calendar book or the Value Stamps book.
Why can't I have both?
Choice. Well, you could, but Sophie's Choice.
It's not a Sophie's Choice because I can have both, and I can put them right next to my blacklight posters.
Think of the poor kids that can't have anything, and you just want to go out there and rub it in their face that you can get 2 high-class books.
I'm going to spend what little money I have left, and then I'll be one of them. But I'll have a bunch of cool stuff. So before we let you go, because we know you got to get ready for Graybeards, what is the topic? I know who I voted for, and I know he didn't win. And I'm just guessing by the percentage I saw when I voted.
What's the topic? I didn't see it this week.
Well, it was Frank Miller, John Byrne, or Michael Golden. Michael Golden got severely snubbed. We felt very bad.
And I voted for him.
I would have voted for Michael, too. Because then you get, G.I. Joe, though, that's tough.
You got John Byrne, didn't you? That's who won.
Byrne won by a landslide. It wasn't even close.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it's like Byrne, you can draw anything because he drew just about everything.
Now, if you don't do a character from Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch, I'm going to be very upset with you.
Well, you know what I was thinking? I love Iron Fist, and Byrne, that was his first big book. But then someone brought up She-Hulk, and I was like, Damn, I could do a really nice She-Hulk too. So I don't know
And
now.
sell it better.
Yeah, I'm waffling right now. I don't know.
You could do the Iron Fist cover the way Byrne did it without that back fist.
I've got a 9.4 of that, by the way.
You could do the what the cover that you helped out on.
That's right.
And then, but do it the way Byrne originally did it before you besmirched it.
Okay. Yeah, I just put the gloves on him. Well, that was just me, you know. I put the glove. My idea was that Forbish Man was in the land of the dead, Marvel dead, right? Gwen Stacy was in there. The Green Goblin was in there. Robin was in there with a crowbar over his head. Nova was in there. And so I was going to I can bring him back from the dead and I can, make him look like a real superhero. I mean, in the sense that he would still be Forbish Man, but he would have gloves and boots and a real superhero costume instead of long underwear. And so I did that in the story that the first story brought him back. And they were like, no, he has to stay the same. And I'm like, whatever. But Byrne did his cover based on my story. And it was with the superhero gloves and stuff.
Right.
And so then I had to go in and take the gloves off his cover. So
now, if you choose Red Sonja, it's a total cop-out. Yes, he did draw Red Sonja, but that's a cop-out. You can't do that.
Byrne did Red Sonja? When did he do Red Sonja?
Oh my God, the Marvel team-up, Spider-Man and Red Sonja. It was inked by Terry Austin.
Again, this is probably right in that period of time when I wasn't buying.
Are you kidding me? You've never even seen this book?
Never heard of it.
Dude, there's a fantastic 2-page spread of Red Sonja going across both pages really large, and Spider-Man's in the background. MJ basically gets turned into Red Sonja somehow.
Ooh. Aaron, I'm just going to say thank you for this.
And I think Chris
Claremont wrote it. This is what I'm going
to
hear about at supper all night tonight. He's going to be like, oh my God, Aaron never saw this. And he'll go on for the entire meal talking about this. So I just want to thank you up front for doing that.
My pleasure. That I'm looking for it right now. I'm finding some Byrne images, but I'm not seeing the double page spread. That's Frank Thorne there. What
did you Google? I assume you Googled Marvel team up, Spider-Man, Red Sonja, John Byrne.
Wait a minute. It was Byrne doing Frank Thorne?
No, and Terry Austin inked it.
No, look at this. You tell me that he's not doing.
By the way, if you know me good enough, this goes out for people watching. It goes out for you and Dennis. If I was on the Graybeards today, oh yeah, that's him. That's Byrne.
Yeah, but doesn't that look like Frank Thorne's eyes right there? That's a Frank.
Oh,
Thorne.
Yeah. I think more of the full figure on that pose than the eyes. But yeah, he was totally doing Thorne with the eyes and the hair.
You can come on, Graybeards, if you want to, if you're free.
Nah, I don't think I'll be back from dinner because, but let's do a test. Aaron, John Byrne, who would I draw?
Well, he didn't draw Captain Marvel, so I know. Oh, you'd do somebody from Alpha Flight.
But who?
You would do the gay guy. No, you do
Guardian. That's right.
You son of a bitch. I would do Guardian.
Leaf. Huh?
He knows it would be Guardian.
Right, Captain Maple Leaf.
But because it's Graybeards and there's pressure and it's a time crunch, I probably would do North Star because he's 90% black silhouette.
You got to fill that black in, and sometimes that takes longer than actually drawing anything.
If you're going to do Alpha Flight, you got to do Sasquatch. Byrne had the best Sasquatch.
I'm not doing Alpha Flight.
No, he's talking to me.
No, Byrne.
That's Andy's territory is Alpha Flight, man. I don't even.
Oh, see, here's a curveball. But see, this is all lies. So people, if you went this way, they know. One, I agree. ROG 2000 would be cool.
I thought about it.
You could do Enemy Ace. He drew Enemy Ace in that Christmas special that Andy Kubert inked.
Enemy Ace.
I'd see that would be a Billy Tucci thing to draw.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's
true.
Tucci.
You could do Box from Alpha Flight.
Is that no? That's Puck. Who's Box? I knew.
Box is the big mechanical dude.
Yeah, the robot.
You see, I didn't even read that book. I don't even know what you're talking
about.
And actually, the second place for me, beyond Vindicator Guardian, wouldn't be North Star. It would be Banshee from X-Men.
Was he in? Oh no, okay. Yeah, because you could do all the X-Men because Byrne had the X-Men run.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Baron Blood, of course, from Captain America. I could do Cap.
Oh, you do a great Baron Blood.
Nah, but I want to do. I'm fighting off the urge to do Iron Fist because I really love Iron Fist.
Do Iron Fist.
Yeah, I love Iron Fist too.
Fist, you know it's going to sell.
Yeah. Well, so would She-Hulk, you know.
And I'm telling you, punching without that hand. Or draw it that way, send it to me, and I'll draw in the hand like the Marvel John Romita did. On the front stuff.
I could do Submariner, although I've done Submariner on the show already, so I can't.
That's true.
Do Submariner. I did him in the Human Torch.
All right, well, you got 20 minutes before go time. Who is it? The regular cast of characters: Gary Martin, Dan Lawless, and yourself.
That's right. We're missing. I tried to get. I tried to get Corin Stone on there. He couldn't do it this week, so he's dead to me. So it's just the three of us today. So we're a little. It's a skeleton crew, but we will manage.
You'll get it done.
We'll get it.
Well,
done.
we appreciate you coming on and looking at the Value Stamps book. I can't wait till you show it on stream and say, "Look what I got," courtesy of Dennis's recommendation.
That's right.
In the calendar book, courtesy of mine.
Well, the calendar book is almost a definite yes. I don't know how I do not get that.
Seriously, dude. I can't. Excuse me. It was on my wish list for Christmas, and obviously I didn't get it, but I did get an Amazon gift card for Christmas from a relative, so that's what I used.
Same thing.
I got a Taco Bell gift card.
I got to be honest. I can't believe I waited until last week to order it. If I knew, because there's a guy on YouTube that did a video of it, like Dennis does, a flip through, but I had no idea the scale of how big that book was. So
big books are so hard to turn down, you know, just because of the fact that they're giant and you have no place to put them, and yet you must have them.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
See, Amish Ninja said you should do Burns' version of Wonder Man in safari jacket and sunglasses.
You guys, look at you guys.
Doc Samson.
You got to understand the economics of. I only draw stuff that I think I can sell, and no one's buying a Wonder Man sketch. So even though I drew him in Ms. Marvel pretty regularly,
dude, every week when I do my time lapse videos, I always think I gotta stop drawing characters that I'm like, oh, I love that character, because they're always ones nobody gives a crap about,
right?
And start going, all right, who's a hot chick or what? That's why, like last year, for the last like 10 weeks of the year, I just drew a chick every week. So I'm like, yeah, they'll probably, they should sell.
Well, someone's saying do Red Sonja, but like I did a bunch of Red Sonja covers for Dynamite, and it's like I've never done. I did one panel of Iron Fist and an Avengers What If I did at Marvel, and I still have that page just because Iron Fist is on it, and I wanted to keep it.
Well, I'm going to be very upset.
Do a Phoenix, because she always sells.
Yeah, Dennis might buy it. You might have a guaranteed buy right here. He doesn't own any of your original art. If it was a Dark Phoenix, I almost will guarantee he'd buy it.
Well, I was gonna say you have to do Dark Phoenix, right? Isn't that kind of the thing?
Yeah.
If it was Dark Phoenix, I'd be like, oh yeah.
Yeah, if you did Dark Phoenix, you should just email him right as soon as the show's over, a JPEG of it.
Look at Chris Thacker, old school Ms. Marvel. I did 2 years of Ms. Marvel. You guys, old school Ms. Marvel. I drew the series.
No, you didn't draw the original costume, though.
Oh, I see that with the 70s hair
and the belly cut out.
Which I think she first got in number 20, I think, is when she gets 20 or 21, she gets the sash.
Headless says, no, not that. The costume from the very first issue. She had the not a sash, she had the scarf thing.
Oh, yeah, that's not a sash. No. Sash is on the waist.
Headless says Burns Atari Force. If only he did Atari Force, that would have been great.
Probably the only thing he didn't do. All right, guys, we have to run.
Yep, you got your marching orders. If it's not a Dark Phoenix, I'm going to have him cry on my shoulder, and I don't want that because he's an ugly crier. He makes Selena look like a pretty crier. And that's just horrific.
Well, see now Dark Phoenix. All right, I got a lot to think about, much to consider in very short.
Boy, and you only got just minutes to do it.
That's right.
All right, guys. Thanks
for having me. See you later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, Eric.
How do I get out of here? Oh, there we go.
Oh, I just kicked you. Oh, all right. Well, that was a fun show. Thank you all for joining us.
Next week,
Of course,
well,
before next week,
okay.
Kor-Drath Volume 2, The Awakening. Guys, Dennis and I were looking at print numbers today, figuring out how many of each cover we need to print. We're going to be shooting this sucker off to the printer very soon. The campaign closes out the week of February 10th, February 15th. One night that week, we will be doing a closeout stream for Kor-Drath, The Awakening. Guys, we want to get this campaign to $60,000 so everybody will get the mini print by Bart Sears and Dan Lawless, Dandy Dan Lawless.
Which we have in hand.
Yeah, we actually have it. Let me
so
let me
you
do
guys
this.
can see it.
Right there.
It turned out awesome.
60 grand. Everybody gets this beautiful piece of art suitable for framing. And of course, as of right now, everybody gets the Vordoom playable character card. Guys, we actually have the game module. You hold one, I'll hold the other.
Yeah, just pull it all out.
I'll take the cards, you take the mod. We've got, let's full screen it again. Right there. There's the playable character card. Oh, yeah. Complete your set. And then, of course, building up the trading cards. There's the Adriana trading card with her right up on the back. So it matches the Lilith one. So get that.
And then here, just show that.
We've got the game module where the cover comes off, just like the original modules. On the inside, we got the maps for the...
Plus, I did something cool for all you players out there. I did player maps, heavy cardboard stock player maps. So you can give this instead of having them try to draw it out. And all the secret doors, all the secret stuff's removed so the players know nothing. And the inside, just like the old ones from the late 70s, early 80s, it's all in that format. Stats. I've got a new combat system in it, but we got these in. They turned out absolutely fantastic.
That's right. And the figurines are being worked on. And if everything goes according to plan, we'll be getting a delivery of Kor-Drath figures this weekend. So everything's moving along, guys. So go back the book. Kor-Drath and Adriana are back. If you're fans of Conan, Game of Thrones, and high fantasy adventure action, you will like this book. You can catch up with the catch-up tier. New cover on Volume 1, The Reckoning by Bud Root. And then the main cover for The Awakening. The link is being posted. It's in the description below. So, guys, go check it out. T-shirts are coming in. You can still order a T-shirt, still order a poster. The boxes are in. So, guys, go check it out. We'll be going to print soon. And let's get to $60,000. We are, what are we at there? We're at 2642. Did I do that right?
You did.
Look at that. 2642. It's written on my hand. $2,642 away from 60 grand. Let's go, guys. Thank you all for your support. Tomorrow night, we're going to see a movie called The Companion. That is also Dennis's nickname for me. It's weird. We're seeing The Companion tomorrow night. Hopefully it's a good movie. It looks like a horror type thriller.
That's an Andy comment.
The best 5 inches of Kor-Drath you can get is on this campaign. It's true. It's damn true. For Dennis, it's the best 2 inches you
Next
can
week, Andy's going to be gone, so he won't be around. So I am kicking around the idea. Brian, I don't know if Rich, if you're on, if anybody wants, we might do a stream talking about movies and stuff. Brian called me up to find out if I had watched Star Trek and Section 31. So I broke down and watched it. And I think we do want to at least mention that and talk about it. But there's a lot of movies and maybe some comic stuff we can talk about. So we just might have a free-for-all with some guys next Wednesday. Let me know if you're interested in coming on.
There you go. Let Dennis know. I will be going to Florida. My daughter graduates college, and we're going down there. I'm down, especially if Andy won't be there. I will see you this weekend, you son of a. But you're more than welcome. Come on, get Brian on, get Rich on.
Yeah,
Dennis gets lonely really easy, so get those guys on and do a show next Wednesday. Don't let them off the hook. It's about damn time I'm taking a Wednesday off compared to the millions he did last year for his damn vacations.
Well, don't worry, it's a new year.
Nah, I know. They're don't worry. His vacations are starting up again in March. Until next time, thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching. Go watch Graybeards. Watch The Landing Party after that. And check out the movie review of The Companion this Friday morning. Until then, bye-bye, everybody.
Live long and prosper.